Hey, I just wanted to put in a good word for my little Predator generator here. I haven't had a chance to use this a whole lot, but I did buy this a few years ago when I moved out into the country, and I just barely got a chance to really put it to a serious test because we had a lengthy power outage this last weekend. It was power was out for probably a good 40 hours or so. This particular model is the Predator 9000, and it's powered by a 420cc Predator engine. This one's got the electric starter, and you actually have to buy a battery for it. It doesn't come with the battery, but it's got pretty much, just about everything that you would need for running your house in a short period, short-term period. One thing that I haven't done yet, but I think I'm going to do is I'm going to run a grounding rod, and I'm actually going to run a little cable to the ground because one thing I did notice is that sometimes if this thing's not grounded, first of all, the GFCI, it's not going to work. But we did throw some circuit breakers in the house when we were using this thing, and I think this might actually help so that it's not throwing those. And one thing that really helps to make this whole setup more convenient is that if you run an actual 30 amp input here on your main service panel right here, this helps a lot. Basically, I can just run one single cable into this, a big 30 amp 4-pin cable runs right into this, and it powers this whole entire panel right here. And this whole panel covers my whole house, and it also covers the water well pump. Now, this particular unit's got about a 7-gallon gas tank, and they claim up to 13 hours of runtime. And I'll tell you what, it actually is accurate. We got slightly over 13 hours of runtime. We actually loaded this thing up pretty hard. So I had one fridge plus 3 box freezers, and on top of running, those 4 cooling appliances, it was able to run our little kind of dehydrator slash toaster oven. It was able to run, we ran our clothes dryer on low heat. We were able to take showers and run the actual water heater. And then of course, we got to actually have lights and watch TV and stuff like that on top of, keeping our food cold and all of those other things. So we definitely put this thing to the test. All right, I'm just gonna fire it up here real quick, get the choke on, and let's get the gas. So there's a few things that you want to make sure you do with just about any gas-powered generator in order to make sure that it's ready to go when you need it. So first off, if possible, use ethanol-free premium gasoline and add some kind of fuel stabilizer to that, and always store the gas tank full. Another thing I noticed is that they did not put any anti-seize on the spark plug threads. So before you use these things really heavily, you might want to pull that spark plug and put a little bit of anti-seize on there. Now with the oil changes, the manufacturer recommends oil changes every 20 hours. Now realistically, that's not super, that's a little inconvenient during a long-term power outage to have to stop and change the oil. As I mentioned before, we had a lengthy 40+ hour power outage, and I was running full synthetic, and it seemed to do just fine for that whole entire period. It's also a good idea to install a battery tender on your battery there. That way you don't have to worry about whether or not this thing is going to start. There's a lot of issues going on right now with power grids, and it's always good to have some kind of a backup.